نفذ سلاح الجو المسير عملية هجومية واسعة.
Reports from Wall Street analysts, there was a lot.
There's no doubt in my mind that it is the Iranians. They have everything to gain from the spike in oil prices. They need oil over $100 a barrel to fuel their economy. So it's clearly, the Iranians in this case. But the attacks, when you look at this really closely, it's one of the deepest attacks within Saudi territory from with this type of drone strike. And because of the conflict within Yemen and Saudi Arabia, you immediately point to the Houthis, and you would assume that the drones originated from inside Yemen. But as a drone expert, I look at this and I say, how is this even possible? They would have had to reach a distance of almost 800 kilometers to where this oil field is from where the Houthis have their primary territory. And that takes a significant level of sophistication to do that. We can do that in the military because we have satellites and relay systems and physical relays in different countries that allow us to pump out these live stream videos to do that. For a Houthi rebel group, it takes an incredible level of sophistication, and that's why I believe these attacks didn't originate in Yemen at all. They originated more than likely in Iraq, and we probably have very strong evidence indicating that the Iranians may have even been the ones to fly it.
Wow. All weekend I was looking.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashem El Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, because that's where I learned this truth from, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem El Shai. Yahweh is the true name of the God of Israel. Yahweh Shai is who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one and only true name is Yahweh Shai. And pretty much, with the attack on the oil facility in Saudi Arabia, they blamed it on Iran, which is a form of propaganda, because it's alleged. America, they always allege either Iran or Russia. Why? Because these are nations that they want to go to war with, ultimately. So they allege that Iran did it, but they can't prove that Iran did it. So that's an act of war, because you're blaming something on somebody when the whole world is affected by that. And I'm going to show you how the whole world is affected by that. But what America ultimately wants to do, they want to go to war with Iran, Russia, and their allies, and a bunch of other nations. Because what's Donald Trump's agenda? Make America great again. That's his slogan. So making America great again, you have to trample underfoot these nations that don't deem you as great. These nations that chant, death to your country. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Iran is one of the countries that don't have central banks in them, making them a target, for the Zionists, the state of Israel, because that's who ultimately is in control of the planet Earth right now. All right, the Zionists, the Edomites, so-called white people. So because of that oil facility was attacked, what happened? That sent oil prices soaring. Now the price of gas, as you can see, I had Googled it. It says oil prices spike, due to the Saudi oil. And then it says U.S. gas prices already spiking after Saudi Arabia oil attack, which if Iran attacked Saudi Arabia is an ally to America. That's why Donald Trump, he wanted to go to war. He was ready to put troops on the ground, but then he quickly recalled this statement. But the fact of the matter is, World War III is looming. All right, the only thing we really waiting for is martial law, the hour of temptation, the global economic collapse, which this oil facility being attacked in Saudi Arabia, that's going to help in ushering in a global economic collapse. All right. So I'm just going to go into some quick scriptures real quick. And, you brothers, whoever, y'all can read these articles on how the oil prices is going up. Gas is going to go up. So this is going to affect everybody. Anything concerning oil and the price of oil is going to go up sky high. So this is the beginning of World War III. Really, we've been in World War III, but the thing about World War III is it's going to be fought with thermonuclear missiles. We haven't reached that breaking point yet. Now, this is Revelation 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. See, World War I and World War II, these are events that actually happened. But John the Revelator, he wrote about it 2,000, plus years ago, before it actually took place on planet Earth. And World War I and World War II, when you search it up, it has the actual dates of when it happened. So for you people that don't believe in the Bible is an accurate book. The prophets were given visions that was revealed to them, and they wrote it down in the book. So World War III is fast approaching. These countries is not going to tolerate America spreading lies about them. Spreading their propaganda because of the agenda that the Zionists have. All right, when I say Zionists, I'm talking about the fake Jews. The people that call themselves Jews, but they're not the real Jews. The real Jews is the Negroes. All right? So World War III, it's going to happen. There's nothing you people can do to stop it. It's Bible prophecy. Once the Lord has had something recorded in the scriptures, it's going to happen. Because according to Numbers 23:19, the God of Israel is not a regular mortal man that he should lie. So it's going to happen. Now, this is Ezekiel 38. And I'm just getting to the point. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. The way how we break it down is that, this is dealing with Russia, but you can tie it in with Iran as well, because they're doing the same thing that they do to Russia with Iran as well, which is what? Spreading the propaganda. So what is the Lord going to do? It says, I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, meaning what? He's going to put the Russians, along with their allies, back in that spirit of hating America, having that animosity towards America. Because what is America doing? It's accusing Russia as well as Iran and allegedly, saying that they allegedly attacked these different places, that they're behind these different false flag attacks over there in the Middle East, even concerning the elections and various other things such as cyber attacks. They quick to blame, Russia and Iran mainly. And then, down the line, China, North Korea, other nations that's against America. That's what they do. But mainly dealing with Russia being the chief of all the allies and enemies of America. The Lord is going to put them back in the Cold War spirit to hate America. And that's slowly beginning to happen. Because what does Russia do? Russia exposes America for its lies. Its involvement in crimes and false flag attacks in the Middle East, saying that they're supplying these different rebel groups, from the CIA, how they supplying these rebel groups with weapons and ammunition so they can destabilize the Middle East, so they can have that particular leader step down for doing a bad job, even though it's America's fault. So America, as well as the Zionists that run America, so they could put their puppet leaders in these states so they can conquer them. All right, these different countries and nations. So they spread this propaganda about them. It says, I will bring thee forth from all thy army, horses, horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them with handling swords. Then it goes into the allies of Russia. Because when you're dealing with, Gog and Magog, you got to apply it, to the modern times that we're in right now. Dealing with World War III, who's in that land today? Edomites, for the most part. It's Edomites, right? Russia. Verse 5, Persia, which is Iran, right? That's the number one ally of Russia. So as soon as America makes a move on Iran, who you think is going to have to step in? Russia and their allies, Iran and their allies. That's why it's World War III, because you have a bunch of countries that have friendships and relationships with one another. They establish covenants between each other, and they're going to be backing each other up in war. It's not just one nation versus another nation. It's a bunch of nations versus a bunch of nations. Ethiopia and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And then Goma, which is Turkey. And Russia, Iran, and Turkey, they established a relationship, which Turkey used to be a part of NATO, which fulfills, a little portion of that prophecy of Revelation 17 to 16, how the beast was going to hate the whore. Because through the Spirit of the Lord, through his men that taught us, we was taught that what? That the whore is America and that the beast is NATO. And Turkey was a part of that. Turkey stepped out of being in NATO. It's not in NATO no more. Because NATO consists of like 29 countries. So now it's like around like 28, I believe, or 27. It says in all his bands, the house of Togarmah, which is like that area around Turkey and Syria, all of them, it says all of the north quarters and all his bands with thee and many people with thee, meaning even these smaller nations got allies with them. And they're all going to participate in World War III. It says, be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou guard unto them. So Russia being the strongest nation, right? As the scriptures say, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal being the chief nation, they're going to have to back up Iran as well as any one of their allies. And that's what's going to happen. That's where the conflict is going to begin. All these people, all these nations are tired of these so-called Jews, the Zionist regime. They're tired of them. They bringing nothing but evil, oppression, rape, rob, and murder and death to the planet Earth. And stress. That's all they're doing. So what you're seeing is the destruction and downfall of the Edomites overall, because they're going to destroy themselves with thermonuclear missiles. What's going to be the end result of World War III? The state of Israel being destroyed and then being built back up in the kingdom of heaven by you 17 heathen nations. And then America, according to Revelation 18 and 2, is going to be a desert for desert creatures. Just read about it. All right, so that's going to be the end of this. And in the midst of that, there's going to be an alien invasion, which the elect of the nation of Israel, the Israelites that repent in the name of the God of Israel through his only begotten Son, that have faith and works and keep it unto the end, by denying the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip implant, we're going to receive salvation. And we won't be destroyed by the thermonuclear missiles, the ones of us that remain, after the beheading process begins, that John the Revelator seen in Revelation 24 for not taking this microchip implant. So hopefully this was edifying. Shalom.